WCSM's General Store is brought to you by Christine Flynn, your local farmer's insurance agent. Orion Saft, the AME Group for all your technical needs. And Buy Now Closeouts, your local discount retailer. WCSM is recorded at 70X7 Studio.
It's like episode 3 last time you did that.
I know, it's been a while. Welcome to WCSM's General Store from the 70X7 studio. Don't forget, you got to forgive 70 times 7. We always announce the studio, but we
Right.
want to throw that reminder out every once in a while.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And we would like to thank our producers, Mike Richardson and Carter Longard.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Thank you so much.
They do good work.
Hard work.
Well, they do the work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just
All
clear
right.
that up
If you
right
just
now.
want to put that out there,
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah. We don't
Okay.
do this. Is the
Yeah.
this is the easy fun.
We
stuff.
talk.
They
They
do
work.
all the work. They literally do all the work. We're sucking up. We don't want to lose them, and we can't do this without them. I mean, literally, they can do this. We're replaceable.
We've had no other offers.
No, none.
Right? Nobody's coming after us. Okay.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Doggone it. They've got their headphones on too. Okay. Never mind. Okay,
Right,
so
forget it.
thank you for joining us, though. It's good to be with you on this Friday, as always, and we have got another great special guest in the studio with us. We're really excited about this. I don't know, it's maybe a month or two ago now, we did an episode where we talked about kind of the Dave Ramsey plan for college, for tuition, and also then in that episode, we talked about how college is not necessarily the path for every student, right? Or every child.
Right.
So, which is awesome that people are starting to come to that realization. For quite a while, like I would say 3-4 decades now, it's been the college path that's the only thing that's
Or you won't be successful.
relevant, or you won't be successful.
Right.
But now people are really kind of starting to break away from that model and saying, hey, there are other options out there,
Take a
which
look.
we talked about that,
Yeah.
So that's why I invited Jason Feagans to come in with us. Now, Jason is the founder and CEO of Blackwood Solutions here, based in Bloomington, but you have other...
Oh, we
really
work in
kinda operations?
20-something states.
Yeah.
Just happen to be here because I live here.
And so quickly, give us a snippet. What is Blackwood Solutions? And you are the founder. So this is one thing I love about Jason Feagans. He's probably got the biggest entrepreneurial spirit of anyone I've ever met. He's always looking for something to do and something that no one else is doing, which is so awesome.
Yeah.
He's got a great
Real.
mind.
I hope-
It is true, isn't
That's
it?
the rule, yeah.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah.
So tell us real quick what Blackwood Solutions
We
is.
do a couple things pretty well. We recycle wood for electric utilities all across the country.
So like electrical
So
poles.
utility poles,
Yeah.
cable reels, pallets, crating,
Okay.
boring stuff. Always a conversation killer. Like
Yeah.
no one has any idea what to do with that.
You start talking
But no
about
one
it.
does. The fact that it's for it, yeah. So we do that, and then we also haul a lot of utility poles. So
For new use.
yeah, concrete, steel, wood. If you see a utility pole going up in the eastern half of the country, there's a fair chance we hauled it
Oh, okay.
from wherever it grew or was made to where it's going in the ground.
Oh, very good.
So
Yeah, I guess you just found a need that you were like, what's happening with all of these electrical poles, utility poles, or reels, cable reels? Where are they going and nobody's doing anything with them? Is that what kind of spurred you to
sort of.
recycle?
I cut my teeth in the railroad tie recycling business, which has kind of been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Kind of took what I knew from the railroad tie recycling world and saw that no one was doing anything with the treated wood in the utility pole world.
Okay.
And that was exciting to me, and apparently I was the only one in America that was exciting to.
Hey,
Still, it's true, I
I
think.
think it could be exciting.
I think it's pretty exciting. I mean, he owns his own business.
What do you
and
say,
is
23
doing well.
states?
And yes,
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's pretty.
Jason's awesome.
I'm
He's
getting
a
pretty
hard
fired up
worker.
over here.
Yeah, pretty excited. So this is why I brought him in though, was because last year, so with the graduating class of 2022, which his son Simon was in, correct?
Is that right?
Or it was
yes, that's correct.
Because Griffin and Simon were both
Yes.
in the class of 2022, and so Jason, of course, he's owns his own business, and it's kind of a trade. It's not college based or whatever as far as what he does. He saw that there's this huge hole or gap, right, which we talked about in that episode, that kids want to do something besides college. Parents don't know how to hook them up with all these trade businesses. They're not getting the information from the schools. The counselors don't know where to send the kids. Jason saw a hole and a gap, and that's what Jason's great at. And so Jason, last year, so again, for the graduating class of 2022, in like that whole school year, I think, really.
Year, yeah.
Like was it every Friday, one Friday a month?
Two every other Friday.
So he put together, and I'll let him tell. I'll just give you the synopsis, and then I'm gonna let him finish. He got a group of 10 kids and went and set up all of these interviews. It was like a career day for the trades. And so that's a good jumping off point for
Perfect.
you. So talk a little bit about how this came to be. Why did you do this for these kids?
Sure. I'm going to back up just a little bit. Do you have 5 kids also?
7.
7. Okay, got me beat.
You're close.
Yeah, that's right. So I got 5 kids. That's probably the most important thing, and more important than work. And I had a daughter that's 2 years ahead of Simon, so graduated in 19. So she got crushed by the COVID, right? Like
yes.
everybody.
Class of 2020.
Yeah. So watch Sydney try the college experience. Let's see, politically correct, not very good. Yeah, struggled with college. Let's stop it there. Struggle with college. We were struggling as parents, watching what you're paying all this money for someone to teach your kids things that you've been kind of going against that grain for
absolutely
18 years, right?
Yep.
So going way off the wrong path there. What led me to this? Simon and all his buddies. Simon's my son, and his buddies. Griff is one of them. Saw these kids that want to just go to work, right? Like they ride dirt bikes, they hunt, they fish. Not interested in going to school, want to go to work. So I see this group of kids struggling with what about that, right? Mm-hmm. And then peers in small business just desperate for people to work, like smart people willing to work hard.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist hardly.
Yeah.
That's not fair. It doesn't. That's really, really difficult.
It's hard to find.
Hard to find.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then as a small business owner, also, this is like years in the making. When we also realizing that when we advertise for an office job, we get crushed with resumes.
Really?
So if we advertise an office job at half the pay of a blue collar job, we will get 100 times the applicants. So somebody that's into supply and demand economics, you can see, I don't want my kid with a 4-year degree trying to get into an office job.
Right.
They are a dime a dozen. So anyway, recognizing this gap that there's these smart kids that want to go to work and small business that needs them bad, and no connection.
There was no connection.
Yeah, there was no connection. And so, like, what are you going to do about that? The schools, you can only do so much in a big environment. And talk to some school counselors, and the counselors will tell you they know how to send kids to college and maybe trade school a little bit. But they really don't know how to connect the dots to the workforce. That's not the way they think. Mm-hmm. So, and just trying to devise, okay, what about that? How do I take this group of kids and connect them to the real world need for them. So came up with this idea for Career Day, which I guess this is why we're here. I just want to encourage everybody. It's not that hard. The reception is strong, right? So
So how did you set it up? Because I think people need to know how you did.
Yeah, anybody can do this. I promise you. So maybe that's my goal, is to inspire you. If you've got up and coming youth, to show them there's another way. So what I did is I just made some connections with local business people, kind of got the kids together. Hey, are you guys interested in this? Which basically the sales pitch was, do you want to skip school every other Friday?
Yeah.
It wasn't a real hard sales pitch, right? Yeah. I didn't hear anything else that I said.
And you don't have to go to college.
And don't have to go to college, yeah. And, hey, parents, I might save you $100,000. So,
right, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, and then just so got them together. What do you guys think you're interested in, right? So like all the things they might be thinking they want to do in their life, make a list. I thought of a handful of things they're not thinking about. And started making connections in the community. Some I knew, some I just went through friends, some I cold called and said, hey, I've got 10 smart kids looking to enter the workforce. I don't think there was a more perfect time in the world than 2 years ago trying to enter the blue collar world, right?
Right.
And so the reception was strong of, yeah, well, I'll talk to those 10 kids, because that was the deal, is you'll have a shot at these kids, right? Like you can pitch your business. And the thing was, I didn't want to just bring, career days at a school, got so many kids, you can't go on a giant field trip. So you're kind of limited to someone comes in and tells the class about what they do. I didn't want that. Let's just, that was my pitch to these businesses. Can I bring them to the job, like wherever the work is? If it's if it's plumbing, let's go to a house where you're plumbing. If it's in a factory or machine shop, let's go look at the work, so they can see what that is, because we all have in our mind what some job looks like. But I wanted them to really get hands-on, touch it, feel it. And this is the punchline, which will ask me whatever you want after this. But this was the punchline. These kids were all thinking, does the world really need me, right? Because they're all around them is go to college, go to college, go to college. Highest SAT, high GPA, go to college. It's what you got to do. So, I mean, I think I'm starting with a group of kids that want to go to work, but they don't have like strong, positive self-esteem about their ability to contribute to society.
Yeah.
Right. So I knew that was about to change. So I wish I could remember the first trade that we went to, and I'm sorry I don't, but because they all kind of melted together. We go to the first one, and the pitch is something like this. Yes, we desperately need you guys. Yes, we'll take you tomorrow. Any of you or all of you. We'll pay you $65,000, $70,000 the first year, and if you like it, you'll be making six figures by the time you're 21. I'm
telling you,
where are these jobs?
I know, right? Like there's the demand doesn't exist here. It's for these kids.
Yeah.
And these kids don't know it. These kids,
they had no idea, and the parents don't know it either. I mean, the parents of these kids were all like, "Is this real?" Because so it didn't feel real the first time around, or like, I want that job. And then that pitch was pretty much every trade every other week was, that's pretty much it. We'll pay you $60,000. We'll make sure you're making $100 soon.
And we'll train you in this trade.
Yeah, you don't need to go to school. It was almost, being real honest, is probably, I don't care if you finish high school, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being really honest about it, whatever, let's go to work.
Because we'll take you today.
Like the demand was like that. And so started the year with, does the world really need me? Finished the year, they were all pretty overwhelmed with, they all realized by the end, anything is a choice.
Yeah.
Any of these jobs are choice, and that was overwhelming in and of itself.
Yeah.
Wow.
But nonetheless, the world needs those kids, and
that's good information.
It's so good. So
that is.
Yeah, and he put all this together.
I was gonna say, I know we're going to a break. You still doing this, right?
Yeah.
Are you still in the school?
No, these kids all have jobs now, so I can give you
the
follow up of the real world. I have the data.
He
Okay.
didn't. We're going to talk about that here.
Kurt
in
and
the
I are
next
very
break.
interested.
Yeah, I can hook you guys up with some blue collar jobs.
That's not us. It's our kids.
Yeah,
We might have some folks for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Okay,
doubt.
awesome.
No doubt.
Before we go to break, we do want to thank our sponsor, Buy Now Closeouts. They've got home goods, hardware, bath fixtures, restaurant equipment, appliances, light fixtures, furniture, great stuff, unbelievable prices. In fact, producer Mike,
He says he's done
He's a
lot of
regular.
business.
he's been out there buying quite a bit of stuff. Give us a thumbs up, Mike, if you love Buy Now Closeouts. Yeah, he loves. They're saving. Save a ton of money. That's right. West 3rd Street, in the location of former location of Once Upon a Child. So go check them out.
Right behind
And-
Crew Car Wash.
That's right.
Yep.
And you can
Yep.
catch them on social media. Buy Now Closeouts. Great deals, great prices, a great selection of items for your household. Stay close. We'll be back with our guest Jason Feagans coming up on the General Store after this.
Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center is the place that you need to go to keep your car running in perfect order. On the outside chance your car is not running in perfect order, Chad's has a shop over on State Road 46 in Ellisville that'll give you a free estimate and reasonable rates and get your car back on the road. Now, to keep it that way, you need to hightail it over to Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center located at 1357 South Liberty Drive. You know exactly where that is. That's just right around the corner from Menards. Now, check this out. Every 7th oil change is free. That's right. Absolutely free. I don't think you can get any better than that. Chad's Express Lube and Car Care Center, 1357 South Liberty Drive in Bloomington.
Before we get back into the show, just a real quick shout out to one of our great sponsors, the AME Group. They're the most successful managed technology providers in the country. They view their role in your partnership with their clients and invest in their business growth, planning, and success, which is kind of going along with what our show is today.
Right.
So thank you to the AME Group. If you're even considering using a managed technology service, give Orion Saft a call at 812-320-0389. He's been a friend of mine for more than 40 years. Great guy. You can trust him for all of your business technology needs. He'll take care of you like he takes care of his own.
I know Brent's the CEO of the AME Group, awesome company, employee owned, and he and I have this conversation.
Outstanding.
So they are looking for these kids too.
Okay.
No kidding.
What a great segue there.
No
Well,
joke.
yeah.
No joke.
So we're picking up with Jason Feagans, who, as a parent, saw a need to match kids who weren't on the college path or was not really made for the college path with business owners in the trades. So, carpentry, construction, plumbing, HVAC, electrical, anything like that, welding. I think you went crane operating, heavy equipment operating, those business owners, and matching those together, which has really not been done for 3-4 decades. That's why the trades are hurting so bad. Right. We're always going to need somebody to work on our air conditioning units or our gas stoves or what have you. And it's gotten to the point where those companies are struggling to find people. And that's what you did, is you saw a need because your son was one of those kids. And so, Jason, you took a group of 10 kids.
Yep.
And you went, made connections with different trades, businesses, or even, I think you went to like the Carpenters Union or something, didn't you? Didn't you take
That's
that
right.
one of the trips? And even drove some of the kids all the way down to Knoxville, Tennessee. To
Ended up with a pilot out of that trip.
You did. My son Griffin. That's right. That's where Griffin got his love for flying now was Jason, and he wanted to be, actually when you guys took him on that trip, he was just going to be an aviation mechanic. That's where he was headed, and then
maybe crane operator too.
Yeah, and then
that's what he was saying at that time.
Yes, and then you let him fly your plane a couple times, and he was like, why would I want to do that when I could just fly? Because Sydney, your daughter, had gone to Sporties as well, but.
Yep.
So, so that group of 10 kids, you took them to all these places. Also, real quick, you had wrapped up that last segment with basically you reached out to all of these different businesses, trade businesses, and they were like, yes, please bring them to us. And they did a presentation of what they do. But you also, your partner, Ryan,
yes,
did a presentation to the kids about investing.
Oh, yeah.
And we
did some Dave Ramsey stuff.
And a personality review or something.
Yeah, personality profile to, kind of point. Yeah, we brought in a personality profile expert.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with these, there's, it's you check 100 boxes. This tells you kind of the way you lean, this kind of job, that kind of job, definitely not this, maybe this. And so this consultant helped them. What are you guys thinking? And he would just reinforce or say, well, why don't you steer this direction? So that was very helpful. And then you're right. We did some Dave Ramsey stuff.
So it was just everything Jason put together for these kids was just so phenomenal. It was so cool to sit back and watch. And Griffin went on all these trips as well. And the reason we have Jason here as a guest is because other mom and dad, grandma, grandpa, whatever, guardian, you can do this too. That's why Jason's 100%. Here is to tell you how he did it. It wasn't that hard. No. So if you have a child, a grandchild, a niece, a nephew, someone you're guardian over that just doesn't cut out for college, this is what you do. Because trust us, there are people out there looking for your
or even if they child. Are, I've got a daughter going to be a senior next year. As big a part of what we learned was what they're not interested in, because I think most kids had an idea coming in.
Yeah.
And often after we went to that trade, because once they realized how many choices there were,
sure,
it's like, I don't think I want to stand there and do what that guy's doing the rest of my life, right?
Right.
So anyway, I mean, with my daughter, who's probably pointed towards college, I'm going to try to take her and all her girlfriends and let's go see these jobs you think you're going to college for, because let's not waste 4 years.
See, isn't that so smart?
And
let's make sure
thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But I think that's being a proactive parent financially. You know what I mean? Like, and that you want because how many kids come out of college with a degree and don't use it?
Yeah.
Or can't use it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did.
Me.
Yeah. So
I did.
So talk then about. So you had 10.
Yeah, we had 10. Yeah, so
so give us an update.
Bring some stats. I want some real stats. That's what she told me last week.
I want to know what. So what has happened? Have you followed up with these?
Yeah.
10 kids?
So here's the real statistics of how this worked out. They all, let's see. I had one that was 3 years through college and trying to figure out, should I even finish? Right. So he came to career day. He ended up sticking out college. So that marks out one of them. Let's see. Let me give you the rest. Let me give you the statistics on the rest of them. Where should we start? Let's start with dollars. Not everything's about dollars, right? Like these kids didn't, because they had so many choices, they didn't do what I thought they might do and chase the highest paycheck. They would they would all be linemen. If I'm being dead honest. The lineman gig is unbelievable. If you're not really sure what you want to do, go be a lineman. If you're chasing dollars.
And you're not talking football lineman. You're talking
it pays better than football lineman. Yeah, it pays better than football
lineman.
Right. So let's see. We ended up with, here's the list of things we have. We have, of these 10 kids, we have a mechanic. We have a sales apprentice. See, that's a job you'd normally think you need to go to college for. As somebody that has stuff to sell, I'll tell you, I don't care about that. 2 equipment operators. Truck driver, an electrician, 1 working towards lineman, and 1 in the pest control business. And then we've got 1 in trade school, which I would call Griffin.
Right. The flight school, yeah. So they all landed somewhere.
Now let's talk about money, right? Because this is way different than what I thought these jobs paid in 1995 when I was coming out of school. Okay, so
Well, you're just a pup.
maybe. Okay, so their average, and this is for real. I have the real data of what they're all making. Average $60,000 a year.
These are for kids that graduated in 2020.
These kids are 19 barely, and maybe not all even.
Yeah.
All of them are either 18 or 19. The range in pay is 25 to 75, with the 25. The couple on the lower end are in like hardcore apprenticeships, where they're getting a lot of training, so they're picking up skills that are going to pay significantly different soon, right?
Yeah.
So those are almost like college, where you're getting paid $25,000 a year. Let's see. I asked them each, what do you expect to make on your current path in 5 years? And the range was 80 to 150. I know those paths about right. They will, by the time they're 21, this group will average over $100,000 a year. Living situations. 3 are renting. 1 has already bought his own house. 4 are at home and saving up, but off the parents' payroll, right?
Lovely.
Except for the free house. And so let's see. The negative. So here's what I'll tell you as a parent. And it's harder on the parents than the kids. The social pressure for college is extreme. Like,
yes, for sure.
You felt this, I bet, a little bit. So at those graduation parties is the most intense.
Yeah.
Where are you going to school?
Yep.
Every single time. And when the answer is anything other than XYZ college, oh, I'm sorry. Well, maybe you'll go someday. Like it just punches you in the face over and over and over.
Y'all don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Please don't do that.
Don't do that.
Please don't do that because they did fuel all that, right? And then so they all. I ask each and every one of them, any regrets about not going to college? And all of them said no, without a doubt. But they also would expand upon that and say, August, September, October, November, and I saw this with my own kid. It was tough, man, because they saw
all your kids, all your
saw
friends,
all their buddies partying hard, sleeping all day,
social media,
all that. And they're starting a job that expects them to work extremely hard. They got to be in bed at 9:00 at night, right?
Yeah.
And so there was that adjustment.
They were adults.
Adulting.
They were adults.
Yeah.
Which those kids going to college are going to have the same thing in a few years. But so they've now
a mountain of debt.
That's right. Yes. They've all adjusted to that. These kids got some Dave Ramsey, little to no debt in the group.
Yeah.
Of any type, they're driving junk vehicles and getting life started.
This is incredible to me. This is so incredible to me, Jason. It's just, I can't thank you enough for doing for doing what you did with this group of kids, but for being willing to come here and just tell parents, you can put this same thing together.
Yes, you can. All you got to be is slightly curious.
Yeah. And not be afraid to call.
Right. Yeah, the world, just call. The world is hungry for any trade. Just anything that is actually working hard. The world is hungry for.
I really feel like you could get a reality TV show going on this. Am I wrong?
No. No, you're not wrong. And Jason, you'd be the guy to do it.
This is a big topic.
You're wrong. I'm wrong.
I really feel like there would be a lot of interest in this about hey, this is not difficult.
Jason, you're an entrepreneur. Start a television show about this very thing.
Too much to do.
I'll
leave it at Mike Rowe's leading the charge.
I've got two producers. We got 2 producers right behind you who would start it with you.
Mike Rowe inspired, right? So
yes, dirty
if
job.
You don't follow Mike Rowe, follow Mike Rowe. He talks a lot about this very thing.
Mike Rowe Works. Is his website.
He is like the one voice nationwide that is preaching exactly what I'm saying.
He's the lone voice in the wilderness.
Yes,
literally.
And
great guy.
My wife and daughter went to a week of leadership training with Dave Ramsey. So this is all CEOs or C-levels from small business, a week of training with Dave Ramsey. And this was an hour of that phenomenal training was stop forcing your kids to go to college.
Yeah.
It's screwing up the world.
Yes, amen.
And and y'all need all these people, right?
Right.
So there was much discussion. It's like it's starting to be more of a normalized thing.
Generations, though, how many generations grew up with you don't want to do that dirty job? You don't want.
It's about 1980 or something.
No, it was.
Exactly.
I graduated in 82, and in 82, not everybody went to college, and it was okay. Because back then, because my brothers graduated in 77 and 78, so 4 or 5 years ahead of me, and there were still factory jobs. They were working General Electric.
Mm-hmm.
My
Followed
brother,
Dad into a factory job.
well, my mom, but my brother Rick was a senior in high school at Bloomington North and was working at General Electric at night and then going to school during the day in his senior year. Yeah. And but those factory jobs started leaving, and so then like you said, the 80s were really when that mid 80s probably when that college push started to happen. But like I said, so it's been 4 decades probably that it's been all about college.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me talk about Griff for a second, because he's a unique one. There are careers that you need training for, right?
For sure, yeah.
Right.
Flying an airplane
Is one of them.
Yeah, so
we prefer that.
Yeah, prefer that. No doubt. So, but there's a lot of paths to get there, and with Griffin, we had hours of discussion. It's in a lot of careers, it's the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, and so think before you go to get educated. Think about what's the shortest distance, right? Mm-hmm. And for Griff, found Sporty's in Cincinnati. He's 1 year from high school till working as a pilot, right?
Yes.
Much different than 4 years. And he will have the exact same path as a Purdue graduate, with a drastically different time frame.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because
skip the nonsense classes, the cake stands, the whatever, right?
Yes.
Not necessary.
Right, because there's a Purdue aviation course.
Yeah,
there's one at University of Cincinnati.
Nothing against it.
No,
great programs, for no doubt.
But if you just want to be a pilot, and go to school to be a pilot, Sporty's, it's like you said, it's a straight line, right? You're right there.
Yeah, and most things have that don't include a philosophy degree, right? Or writing papers. ChatGPT will do that now, so we don't need to learn how to write anything. So I guess
I
just encourage people to just think about the shortest distance to whatever that career path.
Yeah.
Be curious.
Sure.
Ask around. I promise the need for hardworking young people is extreme. Mm-hmm. Hoosier Energy. I promise you guys have a recruiting department that desperately wants these kids.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
So good, Jason. Man,
good information.
I'm so thankful you came and was willing to come in and talk about
thanks
this.
for your time. This is great. Love to spread the word. Stop making me feel shame that my kid didn't go to college.
No. Right, exactly. No, and mine too. Neither of mine went.
There's nothing wrong.
So, and I do this with all of our guests, but at some point we'd love to have you back.
Yes.
Talk a little bit more about this. Maybe as we get closer to the other end of the school year, because we know school's getting ready to start here shortly. But if you've got a senior going in that maybe you're not ready for that college path, then this might be the option for you. Mom, dad, guardian, whatever. Put this together just like Jason did. You can do it too, and that's why we brought him on the show today. Thank you for your time.
Yeah,
You're
just, Jason.
Man, you fire me up. I'm telling you, I love it. I've always believed that kids, we need those hard
lots.
workers.
Maybe we can get one of the kids to come.
That would be awesome.
That you've mentored.
Yeah,
that we'd love that.
That'd be great.
We've got all of them can sit here and speak for themselves.
So maybe we'll follow up with that later in the school year and really encourage parents again to make that happen, because that's you can put but it's not too late now. Jason did it for the whole school year. Every other Friday he put a career day together with local trades, businesses. Get on the phone now and start making those phone calls.
Yep.
Very good. Jason Feagans, founder and CEO of Blackwood Solutions, and just an awesome guy. Jason, thank you so much. And thank you for being such a great mentor to Griffin.
Oh, you bet.
We appreciate it so much.
Awesome kid.
He's going to be
an incredible pilot.
He's going to be
He already is. He's not going to be. He is.
Thank you.
When I need somebody to help me in the clouds, I go pick him up.
I love it. Makes me feel a little bit safer about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hey, if it's the Lord's will, we'll be back in here next Friday for another edition from the 70X7 studio for the General Store right here, WCSM.